Okay, for this project I'm using Peaches and Cream. It's a 4-ply 100% cotton yarn. For pot holders you need to make sure that you use, it doesn't have to be this brand, but you need to make sure that you use 100% cotton. Otherwise, like if you used acrylic, it's not going to stand up against the heat. It'll melt it. So the color is Sunshine, and then I got some plain white that I'm going to mix with it. And then I'm going to be using size H. It's a 5mm crochet hook. Okay, I'm going to start off with a chain of 18. I'm going to slip stitch into the first one to form a ring. Like that. Now I'm going to start with the chain 2. And that chain of 2 is going to count as a half double crochet. I'm going to go back into the exact same stitch and half double again. Now what I'm going to do is work my way around the chain, putting 2 half double crochets in every stitch all the way around. So 2 in each stitch, and I'll meet back up with you when we make it back to the beginning. Okay, I made it back around. And what you want to do to close this round out is slip stitch into the top of your chain 2, like that. And you should have a total of 36 stitches at the end of this round. Now we're going to start again with the chain 2, counts as a half double. Now I'm going to jump to the next stitch and put put 2 half double crochets in my next stitch. So this is 1 in this stitch. This chain 2 counts as 1. And I'm going to jump to the next one. I'm going to put 2 half doubles. Kind of tight there. Okay. The next one is just going to get 1 half double. And then the next one will get 2 half doubles in the same stitch. 1 half double on the next, and then the next one will get 2 half doubles. 1 half double on the next, and the next one will get 2 half doubles. And this is the pattern that you want to repeat all the way around. 1 half double in one stitch, 2 half doubles in the next. 1 half double, and then 2 in the next. So I'll meet back up with you at the beginning. Okay, I made it back around again, and you should have a total of 54 stitches at the end of this round. And again, you want to slip stitch into the top of that chain 2. And now we're going to go around again, and we're going to start by chaining 2. That counts as a half double crochet. Excuse me. Now this time around we're going to do 2 half double crochets in a row, and then an increase stitch of 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. So this counts as our first one. We want to go to the next stitch and put 1 half double crochet, and then the next stitch we'll get 2 half doubles. And now we'll put 1 half double in the next, 1 half double in the next, and then 2 half doubles in the next stitch, like that. 1 half double in the next, 1 half double in the next, and then 2 half doubles. So you just want to repeat this pattern all the way around. 1 half double, 1 half double, and then 2 half doubles. And at the end of this round, you should have a total of 72 stitches. Okay, I just went ahead and slip stitched into the top of my chain 2. And I'm going to clip my yarn, tie that off, and I'll hide that tail later. Now you want to get a few stitch markers. Mark off our little sleeve holes. It's kind of just like making a little tiny dress. Now, from where we ended off, see when you fold it in half, you can see it kind of taking shape. Okay, we'll just start counting from where we left off. Okay, not counting that, here's our chain, not that one. We'll count this one, the one next to it, and we're going to count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stitches. And we're going to do the same on the other side here. Put a stitch marker there. I'm going to count again to make sure. See, I messed up here. You want your stitch marker to go into the 12th stitch. Okay, now we'll start and we'll count this like chain 2 here as 1 and count over 12 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Stitch marker in the 12th stitch. Like that. Okay. Now we're going to count over. Now we're going to count over, not counting the one with the stitch marker in it. Count the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Put a stitch marker in the 13th one. And we'll do the same on the other side. Not counting this one, we'll count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and the 13th one. So now you can see that there is, in between each set of stitch markers, there should be 12 stitches, not counting the stitch that the stitch marker's in. So 12. You want to count both sides to make sure. Just double check, because it's too bad to get going on the big part and then it not be right. Okay. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to start with my other color, and I'm just going to start back here somewhere. And I'm going to pull through, and I'm going to chain 1, and I'm just going to go around this with the row of single crochet. So I'm going to go back into that same stitch, single crochet, and now I'm going to work my way across, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch. So I get up here to my stitch marker. Okay, now when I get into my first stitch marker, I want to single crochet into that stitch that has the stitch marker. Remove it. Skip all these stitches and single crochet into this stitch that has the stitch marker. So just skip these 12 stitches. I kind of fold it in half to help me out here. Jump over go into that stitch that has the stitch marker and single crochet, and then you can pull that out. Now I'm going to work my way across again, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch until I get to my next set of stitch markers, and I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, I'm coming up to my next set stitch markers, and I want to single crochet into the stitch with the stitch marker. Can move it now. Kind of fold my work over, skip these 12 stitches, and single crochet into this next stitch that has the stitch marker, and remove it. There, now we got a couple little bitty tiny armholes. Now I'm gonna continue working 1 single crochet in every stitch here till I get back to my starting point. Okay, then you want to slip stitch into the top of your first single crochet. This is what we got so far. Now I'm going to work the body of the dress before I go back and do anything to the sleeves. So I'm going to start off working a V-stitch. So what I'm going to do is chain 4. That chain 4 counts as a double crochet with a chain 1. And then I'm going to go back into the same stitch and do another double crochet. So that's a V-stitch. Now I'm going to skip 2 stitches, skip, and I'm going to put 5 double crochets into the next stitch. Like that. Now I'm going to skip 2 stitches again, skip, and the next one I'm going to do a V-stitch again. I'm going to do a double crochet, chain 1, and another double crochet back in that same stitch. Skip 2 stitches and do 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip 2 stitches, skip, and do a V-stitch. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, skip 2, and we'll do 5 doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 2, and then we'll do a V-stitch, and we're just going to repeat this all the way around until we get back to the beginning. Okay, once you make it back around, you should have 2 stitches left to skip. You want to skip them, and you want to slip stitch into the 3rd chain of that chain 4 from the beginning. And now we're just going to be repeating this round. We want to slip stitch into the V-stitch, chain 4, which counts as a double crochet in the chain 1. Go back into the V-stitch and double crochet. Now I'm going to jump over here and I'm going to do 5 double crochets in the center stitch of these 5. So in the third one, I want to do 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to jump over here to the next V-stitch. I'm going to do a V-stitch inside this V-stitch, so double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, like that, and I'm just going to repeat this around. 5 double crochets in the third stitch of this group of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, V-stitch in the middle of the next V-stitch, 5 double crochets in the center stitch of this group of 5. Now every row is just going to be repeat now. V-stitch into the middle of this V-stitch. So it kind of just starts to look like that a little bit. It's like kind of like a little dress. So I'm going to keep doing rows of this row that I'm showing you right now. Just keep doing rows of this till you get the length that you want. Okay, I did 5 rows of the shells and the V-stitches. Again, I'm going to slip stitch into the third chain, or the chain 4, and tie this off. I'm going to start with a new color here, but I'm going to go back to my... Okay, I'm going to start with, I'm going to do white at the bottom. So I'm going to start right here, and I'm just going to go directly into this V-stitch. And I'm going to start with a chain of 3. I'm just going to be doing shell stitches. So I want to do 5 double crochet, have 5 double crochets, and this counts as 1. But I'm going to do on the third one, there's 2 and 3. I'm going to do a little ball at the top of this one on the third one. So what I'm going to do is chain 3, and then I go back through the top of the stitch. I usually go through them 2 stitches and slip stitch like that. And then I'll go ahead and do 2 more double crochet to finish out my 5. Like that. And that just puts a little bit of a little ball at the end. And I'm going to do that now. I'm going to do it in the third stitch of the shell, and I'm going to do it in the V-stitches. So I'm going to go ahead and work 3 double crochets in the middle stitch of the shell, 2, 3, and then I'm going to do a chain 3 on the third one, and go back down and slip stitch through the top and make that little ball. Now I'm going to go back and do my other 2 to make a total of 5. And I'm going to do this all the way around in every one of the V-stitches and in every third stitch of this group. I'm going to jump to the next V-stitch, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do 5 double crochets through the center, but on the third one I'm going to put that little point on it. There's the third one, so I'm going to chain 3, and go back through the top, slip stitch, and then go back through again and finish out my 5 by doing 2 more. Jump over here to the middle of this fan, do it again, 1, 2, 3, back in here, like that, and then finish out my other 2. So I'm going to keep going around until I get back to the beginning. And that's what it kind of starts to look like. Puts a little edge on it. Okay, when you make it all the way back around, you just slip stitch into the top of your first double crochet, or chain 3, I'm sorry. And then you can tie that off and hide all these tails, and we'll start working on the sleeves. For the sleeves, you can see I already have one done. I just did these little balls again. So it's real easy. Just start right up here. In the same stitch that this is in, that the other color's in, and chain 1, go back in and single crochet and chain 3, and then go back and slip stitch through the top just like we did before. That. Now we single crochet into the next stitch, and then single crochet into the next, and then we do our chain 3 again, slip stitch right back into the top, single crochet into the next stitch, single crochet into the next, and that's where we do our chain 3 again. Slip stitch back into the top, single crochet into the next stitch, single crochet into the next, chain 3, go back in and slip stitch through the top, single crochet into the next stitch, and then single crochet into the next, chain 3, go back and slip stitch through the top, single crochet in the next stitch. We just do this to the end, single crochet into the next, chain 3, go back through, slip stitch through the top, single crochet into the next stitch, single crochet into the next stitch, chain 3, slip stitch through the top, and then to end it, single crochet in this last stitch here, and then also slip stitch into it too. And then you can pull that off, clip it, hide your tails, and we want to do both, sorry about that, both sleeves the same. Okay, one last thing I'm going to do is put a little hook on it. So I'm going to start in the back here, pick any stitch, I'm going to chain 1, go back into the same stitch and single crochet. Now I'm going to do a chain, kind of a tight chain, however big you want your hook to be. I did a chain of 10. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to single crochet into the next stitch like that, and now I'm just going to go across my whole collar area, put in one single crochet in every stitch. Kind of small to work with, but So I'm just going across the front here with one single crochet in every stitch until I get back around. Okay, when you make it back around this front area with one single crochet in every stitch, just slip stitch back into the first stitch. Tie that off. And then hide that tail. When I hide my tail on this part, I kind of just take it and sew up this loop. Just kind of sew it together a little bit at the bottom with it. And you don't have to do this, but it's kind of what I do. So get a couple stitches just at the bottom so it comes together. Like that. There we go. Just do that a few times. And it's hiding your tail at the same time. So killing two birds with one stone. I just think it makes it look a little bit better when it's kind of sewed together a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna clip my tail, and that is it. Super, super cute. That's all there is to it. I like it. I might do some more, some different colors. Red and white would be really vintage, I think. But I made this one for my mom, her kitchen jello. So, but that's all there is to it. Pretty easy. If you make this, I'd like to see a picture of it. You can post it on the Bagoday Crochet Facebook page. I'll put a link below in the description box. And please don't forget to check out all my other tutorials. And until next time, have a good day.